Good morning. This is Big Steve. How y'all doing today? I'm out here on the highway doing that thing. Keeping low profile, staying below the radar. That's how we have to do this. Check it out. I got a message today that's gonna trip everybody out. I got a message to the militia. The other day I was at home and I was watching on TV and they had this, they were doing this, watching Vice on HBO. And they were talking about the militia, and they had sent this chick, the same one that was up in Ferguson, down there to spend a day or two with the militia, a day or two a week or some shit, whatever. It's not important. What is important is this right here. Hey, look out. Militia, United States militia, which is authorized by the United States Congress, by the United States Constitution, which is a part of our history, which is part of our heritage, which has a proud tradition of saving this country's ass. Y'all need to start keeping these motherfuckers out your business. That's real talk. I mean, y'all sent in the same bitch, y'all let the same bitch in that was a snitch on the Palestinians in Ferguson, under the disguise of I'm reporting, I'm being a reporter. Real talk. I mean, let me break that down to you. I'm gonna make that real quick though. She went in, she was up there doing a little story on the Ferguson. You can go on YouTube and find her little videos and shit where she was doing, when they was doing all the riding and looting and shit up there. And she went up in there and the stove about the Middle East, and you know the ones, the motherfuckers that defended they stole, and you know white folks were like, yeah, that's what the fuck they're supposed to do. Defend your store from them niggas. Well, unbeknownst to y'all, them motherfuckers been robbing niggas for the last 20 years. And if niggas getting his back, and hey, it is what it is. It's like you find out somebody been fucking over you for 20 years. You like, hey, now that ain't right. Well, but anyway, when she went there the first time, they wouldn't show her the weapons that they had. And so she went back again after everything kind of settled down, and you know she went to talking to them bitches, whatever the language they speak in Palestine, and told them that she was Palestinian, and she done been to Egypt and all this whole kind of shit right here. So now they figure she one of them, and they go to pulling out their shit. But I know for a fact they had a shotgun, but that's not what got my attention. Even though the shotgun had a bunch of shit on it too. The AR that they pulled out had more shit on it than any one of your weapons got on it. I shit you not. And if you think I'm lying, go to YouTube, look up the video, and you gonna go, well, goddamn, them motherfuckers got real weapons. But check this out though. This the kicker to that. See, the Palestinians are under sanctions. They ain't supposed to have no weapons like that. But here they are in America with them kind of weapons. God damn, fucking Arkansas need to fix this shit. They don't have no, you know, they not supposed to have weapons like that. They not supposed to have weapons at all because of the sanctions against them. The U.S. sanctions, the UN sanctions, the Israeli sanctions. They ain't supposed to have none of that shit. But over here in America, they got it, which got me to thinking, you know, in the hood, I don't know about, you know, in your neighborhood, but in the hood, you know, you go in just about any store, you either got a Middle Eastern or you got an Asian that own the store. And as of late, you're starting to get Hispanics that own the store. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, goddamn, if each one of them, if just one person that work in that store got a weapon like this, damn, them motherfuckers get out here in the street, boy, they can do some damage for a motherfucker get their ass stopped. All right, enough of that. Y'all had that same bitch in y'all AO. You know, showing her your training and showing her your weapons and letting her shoot your weapons and shit. Showing her how you patrol the borders and shit. Don't do that. Stop that shit. You know, it's like any other military op. The less people know about it, the better off you are. Because the first thing the bitch did was put it on the internet, and then the next thing you know, it was broadcasted, it was being broadcast on fucking HBO, which got 10, 15 million motherfuckers that look at shit. So what you just did was you let the cat out of the bag as far as the training and shit that you doing. Now, let me go another fuck. Now, being ex-military myself, I'm looking at what the fuck y'all doing, and y'all making the same fucking mistake that the police are making. Yeah, you go out and you expend up a lot of bullets shooting at fucking paper targets and shit. Fuck that. I say if you're gonna shoot at paper targets, that's fine, but don't use that or think about that as your primary source of training. Because guess what? That shit ain't gonna work when your target is shooting back. You don't hear me? When your target is shooting back at you, all that paper target shit don't even matter. Ask anybody that's been in combat, they'll tell you that. It's a whole lot different knowing that you're not gonna be shot back at versus knowing that a motherfucker is shooting back at you. Plus, that motherfucker shooting at you knowing what the fuck they doing. So see, I'm gonna tell you, you know, I did a video once before, and I mentioned in there before about that reporter that was up in the mountains with the fucking Taliban, and they were talking about, you know, the reporter kept saying we're at war with the Taliban, we're at war with the Taliban, and that Taliban guy kept saying the word training. That shit there just kind of stuck with me. And then when that motherfucker just sat there and he said, you know, we are training against the finest military ever devised by humankind, and that motherfucking English got good. Well, you think about it, these motherfuckers been training for 12 years. So what do you think in combat? I'm talking about shooting, shooting training, combat, motherfucker shooting back at them, combat for 12 years. Now, ask yourself, what happens when you face off with a motherfucker that's got an AK and really know what the fuck he's doing with it? That's been guerrilla fighting for 12 years and know how to do improvised explosives. That know how that pretty much had a mindset that if you get your bitch ass shot on the field, your ass is left there. Think about it. So when you allow outside people to come into your shit, then you breaking your own code of classification. You don't need to let nobody know what the fuck you doing. Real talk. You need to keep that shit on the down low, because guess what? Your shit just became a fucking training film. That's real talk. Your shit just became a training film. And guess what? Not only is the government using that as a way to figure out how to defeat you, but you also got the drug cartels that doing the same thing. Because guess what? They got satellite TV and cable TV in Mexico. Then you got ISIS, the Taliban. You got all these motherfuckers that watch shit and learn shit. So you need to keep your shit on the down low. That's real talk. Now I know you're looking at me going, who is this nigga? Well, I'm gonna tell you who I am. I'm Steve Mangle. That's who I am. I'm an American, first and fucking foremost. Proud of my country, and will kill a bunch of motherfuckers about it. You ain't heard me. Now, let me move on, because I got a specific point to make in this video. Now, there's gonna come a time in this country, I've been saying this for years, there's gonna come a time in this country where a Black Panther and a Klan are gonna have to stand shoulder to shoulder and fight for this motherfucker. Because I'm gonna tell you what, we are beset on all sides by the enemy. You know, like I know, that the government is put themselves in a position to where they can have ultimate control over the American citizen. You know, I know that. You know that not only do these drug cartels sending drugs into this country by the goddamn truckload, but they're being trained by contract killers, contract soldiers, on how to defeat any resistance to their encroachment on this country. They have basically developed training camps here in America utilizing ex-military personnel, U.S. military personnel. I shit you not. They are utilizing ex-military personnel who have served 2 and 3 tours in Vietnam, not Vietnam, but Iraq and Afghanistan, to train the knuckleheads that's on the streets dropping out of high school selling dope and shit. And they're training these guys with military tactics and giving them a skill set to defeat any opposition to their encroachment on this country. Now, see me, when I was in the military, I got a bad conduct discharge. I tell anybody that shit because I'm proud of it. People look at me and go, why are you proud of getting a bad conduct discharge? It's because of why I got a bad conduct discharge. I got so sick at Fort Knox of seeing personnel wearing my uniform by day and wearing gang colors by night. We talking about these motherfuckers were trafficking guns, prostitution, drugs. They were growing 100 acres of marijuana on a closed impact range on Fort Knox, on the base of Fort Knox. It was so bad that CID offered a $10,000 reward for it. I found out about it, so did, because I wanted the $10,000 and I wanted to be able to get my foot in the door. You know, I wanted to solidify my military career, but it just so happened that the one motherfucker I thought I could trust, I couldn't. And the bitch set me up. Now, I know it's a bunch of Marines and other motherfuckers listening to this right here, but I'm going to tell you what do you call a fight between 4 Marines and 1 soldier? Maybe if you had a couple more Marines added to it, it might be a fair fight. Because them hoes lost to 1 United States soldier at the E Club. They tried to jump me. They did jump me. They didn't try shit. They did jump me. And it was me against them. And the Army won. Just so happened the motherfucker that was on my review board was their company commander. And guess what? Between him and my CO, who was in on that drug shit, guess what? I got my ass sent home I took a big bus ride to the house. But fuck them. You know, you can't dishonor my military like that. You can't dishonor my army like that, my military base like that, my military heritage like that. So many people suffered and died and sacrificed in order for us to be the greatest machine of change on the face of this planet. And then you're going to dishonor it? Then you're going to disgrace it by being a drug dealer? By being a pimp? By being a gun runner? Man, fuck you. That's square business. Fuck you. I go out the same way again. But that don't change the fact that I am still a United States soldier. See, you can take the man out of the army, but you can't take the soldier out of the military. And I took an oath to defend my country from enemies both foreign and domestic, and I meant that shit from the bottom of my heart. I didn't stand there and take it the day, because the day that I was supposed to take it, I told my recruiter, said, look out, man, I need to think about this. Because in order for me to take that oath as a Christian, I automatically damn my soul. I automatically damn my soul. Because if I take, according to the Bible, that if I take an oath swearing allegiance to anything other than Jesus, I automatically forfeit my soul. I took the oath. And I'm aware of the consequences of my actions. And so therefore, my loyalty cannot now nor ever be questioned. My loyalty to my country, my countrymen, my fellow Americans cannot now nor ever be questioned. Now, let's move on. I see y'all down there, man, and I really feel what you're doing. I used to work in South Texas, and I used to see y'all all the time rolling this shit, you know. But I want y'all to understand something. You need to start keeping your shit on the down low. You really do. Because you're too focused on one enemy. And if you think they're anything other than an enemy of this country, I got news for you. You are sadly fucking mistaken. Because they are truly enemies of this country. Yeah, we know the Mexicans are an enemy of this country, but let's look at a little bit bigger picture. The Chinese have bought up about 80% of Mexico. Y'all know that? All the gold mines, the platinum mines, the diamond mines, and all of the shit in Mexico have been bought by China. China has ports in Mexico. They have ports in Mexico. All right. So now we got the Chinese on the list. Well, you look at your Middle Easterns. We've been bombing the fuck out of them for 14 years now. And I ain't gonna say that we did shit on purpose, but I am gonna say this, that there has been the occasional innocent has blown the fuck up. Well, just like you, just like me, motherfucker fuck around and kill my child, and I don't give a fuck if it was an accident or not, bitch, I got to have your head. That's real talk. I got to have your head. And that is what that is. So these motherfuckers over there, have been slowly but surely filtering over here. And as they come over here, they're bringing that ideology of, you killed somebody in my family, so guess what? I got to have your ass. So now we're looking at them here. Then we look at the drug cartels. The drug cartels, back when Blackwater got into that shit with gunning down them people in Iraq, you know, they disappeared. You didn't hear shit from them. They changed their name eventually, but you didn't hear shit from them. Well, come to find out, them motherfuckers was in Mexico working for the drug cartel, training these motherfuckers. You know, they got guys in the drug in the drug cartel that are Latinos, Spanish, whatever the fuck they are, that can make a 1,000-yard shot with a rifle. I shit you not. So when your ass is creeping around out there in the motherfucking woods, you might want to take that shit into account. That a motherfucker be down in the dirt before the report even get there. You hear me? Let's take it another further. We had a program going on when Iraq when the Iraqi warfare jumped out, that any Mexican that wanted a fast track to citizenship, if they did 2 years in the army or in the branch of the military, they would get automatic citizenship, plus their criminal record would be expunged. But you didn't know that one. Do the research, I did. And that shit is true as it comes. Which got me to thinking, like I said, what got me to thinking that the part that stood out the most to me was the criminal record expunged. So who are these criminals that we're allowing into our military? And what could be their primary goal for joining the military? Well, Cleveland, I want to say Cleveland, someplace like that. The police received 2 phone calls. They received one from the guy that owned the store, and then one from the guy himself that actually did the shooting. One phone call from the store said that there was a guy out here with an assault rifle, and he just roaming around in the parking lot. The guy himself called the police department and said there's a guy out here with a gun, and he wanted to kill some people. Well, naturally, the police responded. Within the first 2 minutes of they responding, arriving at the scene, he shot one through a wall, nonetheless. Shot another one, and then while the third one was running off, shot him in the back. This motherfucker was so cold that they called out the SWAT team, and he had the SWAT team in full retreat. One motherfucker with an SKS. He didn't even have an AK. He had an SKS, semi-automatic. And he had their SWAT team in full retreat. The chief of police got on national television and said that we are not trained for this. We are not prepared for this. Well, let me give you a little background on the shooting. Because, you know, I thought me, myself, I was like, this is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, this guy is using military tactics. You know what I'm saying? He's using duck and cover. He's using the technique where he uses individual suppressive fire to obtain a better angle for a kill shot. You know? And come to find out that this dude here was a Latin King. He was like a lieutenant in the Latin Kings gang before he went into the military. He did, I want to say he did like 2 tours, because he was in there like for 4 years, and I guess a tour is like 2 years or some shit. I don't know. I ain't never been to Iraq. Well, take that back. Went to Iraq one time, and that was back during storm, but that's a whole different ball of wax. And then he did like 2 tours in Iraq, and he came back home because he was a lieutenant. He kept his place in the gang, and he started a training camp to train other gang members on military tactics. I don't know about you, but I find that real fucked up. And when they went to go get this motherfucker, he did not go quietly into the night. Yeah, he did not go quietly into the night. The other one that did pull some bullshit like this, the motherfucker, he surrendered. But when the police got there, not only did they have to, when they got there, you know, they came kind of deep. But when they came to get him, the guys that he'd been training fell out. Shit, armed out. And was ready to throw down with the police. I mean, with bulletproof vests, the whole fucking nine. I mean, I'm like, oh shit. And so the dude surrendered. Now, why he surrendered, I can't tell you. But I bet you he didn't surrender for something as noble as he didn't want to get nobody else killed. You know, he's probably one of them that control more shit from the inside than he could from the outside. So basically what you got is terrorist training camps right here in America that's being funded by the drug business. So now let's move on to the weapons. The weapons that they have are better than yours. They have more ammunition than you. They have grenades. They got RPGs. They got fully automatic M60 machine guns. They got saws. And I imagine it wouldn't be too hard to look around and find some motherfucking 50 cals or even some fucking loud rockets. Wouldn't be too hard to find none of that shit in Mexico. Because remember Fast and Furious, we were sending them weapons down now to Mexico. Who were they going to? Drug cartel. And because they were going to the drug cartel, what? Guess what? They got better weapons. Now, they were sending them through this gun shop, but that gun shop only accounted for 1% of the weapons that they sent down there. They were sending that shit by the truckload, weapons and fucking ammunition. To what ends? You know what ends? To arm up the drug cartels, not against the United States government, but against the United States militia. And that's not even thinking about the shit, the weapons that they have access through China and Russia. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if them motherfuckers got some tanks and some helicopters down there. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But like I said, this you got to start thinking outside the box with this shit, because these motherfuckers done got scared of you. They really have. And since they scared of you, they feel like they're gonna have to do something with you. And if you leaving yourself out there open and vulnerable, you know, it wouldn't take much for, say, a squad of Navy SEALs. You know, how many of y'all think y'all could take down a Navy SEAL? You know, a Delta Force, you know, fucking Air Force Commando, And if you think CIA operatives, and if you think for a half a second them motherfuckers ain't out there watching you, I got news for you. They out there watching you and then some. You hear me? So I guess I'll holler at y'all later. This Big Steve, man. Think about what I said. Leave a comment. Subscribe. You don't like this shit if you like it. Talk to y'all later. Y'all be cool.